Welcome to the next instalment of our navigation sessions. This time, in order to calculate how fast we travel and how long it takes to do our route, we'll need to calculate the distance that we've travelled. Now there's three options to do that. The first option is by using the string on a compass, and we tend to go from the knot and then travel along and then mark off how long it is, and then we can compare that against our ranger both on the compass and on the map. The second way is we're going to use this swanky little gadget, which I'll have to confess I don't use very often at all, and this measures just by moving along the paper. You can see the distance dial moving. We actually use this side, which is the very outside, is in, if you can see that, it's 1 to 25,000. And then the third way is by using an edge of a piece of paper, which I'll show you a little bit later. So we'll start off with the compass string then. So leg one of our walk in Wilstead is from this point just here, and it travels along in a southeasterly direction past Manor Farm, up the hill, and that's a significant feature when you're navigating, because that'll take you, it'll change how long it takes, and I'll get you to think about how. We'll go past Hammershill Farm and then finish at North End Farm, and you would call that near Haynes, and obviously good grid references for them. So all we do is we use our knot and we place our string along the route, and what you're actually doing is you're placing it exactly on the top, and you're just putting your finger on it as you move along to make sure that it follows the exact route that you're taking. Okay, and it doesn't take too long once you get practiced at it, and it finishes just there. Now I'll mark it with my fingers here, look. Then what we'll do is you can measure it off to start with against the normal grid squares on your map, get your knot end exactly at the start, and then we now know that we've got 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres, and then we've got part of a kilometre. So this part of a kilometre bit, we can measure that off against our compass. So we're going from there to there. You can just use the appropriate ranger on your compass, and on this particular compass it is along the top edge. It says 1 to 25,000 scale there. So all we'll do is place our corner on where my finger is and measure across, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 metres. So this leg, using that method of string, was 2.6 kilometres. Right, nice and quickly then we'll compare it with another one. With this thing you need to twist the dial till it starts at 0. And then all you need to do is you're going to wheel it along your actual route. Okay, so we need to start it at 0. Interestingly, when you're using the kilometre side, you have to have this side facing you, because otherwise it will make the distance go backwards. So we start at the start. I'll just place it on for you, and then you won't see a great deal as I move it along, but then you need to move it exactly on your route, nice and slowly, twisting it round as you go, up the hill and there. And then what we'll do is twist it round, and can you see on the dial there, that is 2.5 just there. So in this way it says 2.35 or 2.3 kilometres. Right, the final option is by using the edge of a piece of paper. Now I advise you to go from the corner of the piece of paper, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to mark on our piece of paper all of our distance along. So the very edge of the piece of paper here is placed along the start of our route, and we just place our pen on it. Don't use one of these when you do it. I just don't have another one with me at the time. Just use a biro, because these will dry out. Okay, so all you do is you place your pen on, look, and then you can swing this around. So what you can then do is swing it around until you can see your route, and as soon as your route disappears, which for me is there, I put my pen on again and use that as a pivot point, and then we can move it around again. So the next place the route disappears is just there, and then it goes to there, and all we're doing is we're just marking on our route, and this measures very accurately, and I actually quite like this option, but I want you to choose one that suits you best. This is quite a quick way of measuring accurate distance. String is probably a little bit quicker, but I'll get you to think about which you prefer and why, because I need you to understand why, and then justify why you use one technique rather than another. Right, then what I'm going to do, I've started there, I've finished there, then we do exactly as we did before, move it along our ranger, and we've gone 1, 2 point. Let's have a look, using the end of our ranger, our compass. This time I use this compass for those of you who've got one of these. If you look, the scale 1 to 50, that's not us, 1 to 25. So then all we need to do is measure from that grid line where we said we got to, and in this one it says 2.4, just over 2.4 kilometres, so they're pretty similar. Job done.